I'm just going to show you real quick where that white flash up on the left is going is going to be our target. And then this is that gap in between where you saw those balls. It's going to be about 2 balls, maybe with an inch on top. And then place your 9 ball in the best position. So you can see that we're going to put a little bit of outside English. We're going to use that to hold, to make sure that we can come a straight line to get that ball in the corner. And then we're just going to move from the center right there over about 6 inches. And then we're just going to do our lag speed of 5 to 6. And now we're about 1 tip on the outside. And just hit that same spot again. You don't have to hit too hard. Just kind of let the English grab. When you release on the cue ball, you're going to see the cue ball kind of spin. And that will be your indicator. Now I always start in the center, move, and then come over. We're going to be aiming to that same spot. And now we're about 1.5 tips on the outside for the English. Our lag speed's going to be a little bit more firm because we got to get that cue ball to hold. Kind of looks like I hit that ball, so I'm just reset it. I always try to make sure that I can get my shot down the way that I wanted to get it, or at least good enough to where I'm satisfied. And here we go again. And that gap is only the size of a ball, which somehow I seem to find it. So we're going to try one more time. As you can tell, these are going to take a little bit of practice. If that 9 ball was out a little bit, we would have made it each time. Let's see how this one goes. That looks a lot better. Okay, just set it back up if you move any of the reds. Make sure your 9 ball or whatever target ball you put into the pocket set how you want to make it. And then we're going to set this out with the cue ball about 6 inches from the rail. And then we're going to hit this a little bit more firm, at least 2 tips over from center. And now this is going to be the most challenging one. We're going to have to hit this firm. The rail does not allow us to kind of hit flush center in the cue ball. And as you saw. So we're just going to do first person. These are going to run by really quickly so you can see kind of from my point of view. Now the most important thing is just to consistently try to do these over and over until you feel comfortable. Because practice is always going to make perfect. We want to make sure that we are just finding that sweet spot. So you saw me line up the center, and then I moved over, and as the cue ball released, it was spinning, and then it hit the rail, and with that spin, it straightened itself out to come down that line. You know, if those red balls weren't there and you had a better angle, you could just go in between, but for this exercise, I'm showing you how to kind of use the cue ball to find a straight line using left or right English. So I'm starting in the center. I'm going to come over at least 1.5 tips. And then I'm going to make sure I hit probably, yep, that was about a 6. And you could tell right when it hits that top rail, that English kind of releases and holds. And then you can see that that was pretty much about 1 tip, 1.5 tips over from center. Now I'm just setting this up so you can kind of get the visual. Now you can tell I'm a little more extreme on the outside of that cue ball. And as it goes, it's going to hold. And there's that one. So let's reset. Let's try this again. That one looks pretty sweet. And now I jacked up a little bit, so that means I raised the back end of my cue. You can see now I kind of lower my cue a little bit more, and I'm just hitting a little more out on the outside. I hit it much more firm, and it looks like I was pretty satisfied with that. If you have any questions or any suggestions to make this drill a little bit more helpful for beginners, I'm all open to anything that you have to suggest. So stay tuned, hit like, and thanks.